Bonsoir, welcome to the newcomers and welcome back to the others. I've tried doing this audiobook before, but I'm doing it again because it was more than a year ago and I hope my English improved a bit. So let's try this, and please just don't hesitate to tell me if it's any better, because if it is, I might just redo the whole series. Let's go. Chapter 1. Ravens. Always the ravens. They settled on the gables of the church, even before the injured became the dead, even before Reich had finished taking fingers from hands and rings from fingers. I leaned back against the gallows post and nodded to the birds, a dozen of them in a black line, wise-eyed and watching. The town square ran red, blood in the gutters, blood on the flagstones, blood in the fountain. The corpses posed as corpses. Some comical reaching for the sky with missing fingers, some peaceful coiled about their wands. Flies rose above the wounded as they struggled. This way and that, some blind, some sly, all betrayed by their buzzing into rage. Water! Water! It's always water with the dying. Strange, it's killing that gives me a thirst. And that was Maberton, 200 dead farmers lighting with their scythes and axes. You know, I warned them that we do this for a living. I said it to their leader, Bovit Thor. I gave them that chance. I always do. But now they wanted blood and slaughter, and they got it. War, my friends, is a thing of beauty. Those, as they say otherwise, are losing. If I'd bothered to go over to old Bovid, propped up against the fountain with his guts in his lap, he'd probably take a contrary view. But look where disagreeing got him. Shitpool for maggots. Reich discarded a handful of fingers over Bovid's open belly. He came to me, holding out his takings, as if it was my fault. Look, one gold ring. One. A whole village and one fucking gold ring. I'd like to set the bastard up and knock him down again. Fucking book farmers. He would too. He was a naval bastard and greedy with it. I held his eye. Settle down, Brother Reich. There's more than one kind of gold in Maberton. I gave him my warning look. His cursing stole the magic from the scene. Besides, I had to be stern with him. Reich was always on the edges after battle, wanting more. I gave him a look that told him I had more than he could endure. He grumbled, stowed his bloody ring, and thrust his knife back in his belt. Makin came up, then, and flung an arm about each of us, clapping gauntlet to shoulder plate. If Makin had a skill, then smoothing things over was it. Brother York is right, little Ricky. There's treasure plenty to be found. He was one to call Rick, little Ricky, on account of being a head taller than any of us, and twice as wide. Mackin always told jokes. He'd tell them to those as he killed, if they gave him time, like to see them go out with a smile. What treasure? Reich wanted to know, still surely. When you get farmers, what else do you always get, little Ricky? Mackin raised his eyebrows, all suggestive. Reich lifted his visor, treating us to his ugly face. Well, brutal, more than ugly. I think the scars improved him. Cows? Megan pursed his lips. I never liked his lips, too thick and fleshy, but I forgive him that, for his joking and his deathly work with that flail of this. Well, you can have the cows, little Ricky. Me, I'm going to find a farmer's daughter or three before the others use them all up. They went off then, Reich doing that laugh of his. As if he was trying to cough a fishbone out. I watched them force the door to Bovid's place opposite the church. A fine house, high-roofed, with wooden slate, and a little flower garden in front. Bovid followed them with his eyes, but he couldn't turn his head. I looked at the ravens. I watched Jemt and his half-wit brother Michael taking heads. Michael with the cord and Jemt with the axe. A thing of beauty, I tell you. At least to look at. I'll agree war smells bad, but we'd torch the place soon enough and the stink would all turn to wood smoke. Gold rings? I needed no more payment. Boy! Bovid called out, his voice all low, like and weak. I went to stand before him, leaning on my sword, tired in my arms and legs all of a sudden. Best pick your piece quickly, farmer. Brother James, a-coming with axe. Chop, chop. He didn't seem too worried. It's hard to worry a man so close to the worm fist. Still, it irked me that he held me so lightly and called me boy. Do you have daughter, farmer? Hiding in the cellar, maybe? All right, we'll sniff them out. Bovid looked up, sharp at that, pained and sharp. How old are you both? Again the boy. Old enough to slit you open like a fat purse, I said, getting angry now. I don't like to get angry. It makes me angry. I don't think he caught even that. I don't think he even knew it was me that opened him up not half an hour before. 15 summers, no more, couldn't be more. His words came slow, from blue lips and a white face. Out by 2, I would have told him, but he'd gone past hearing. The cart creaked up behind me, and Gempt came along with his axe dripping. Take his head, I told them. Leave his fat belly for the ravens. 15. I'd hardly be 15 and roost in villages. By the time 15 came around, I'd be king. Some people are born to rub you the wrong way. Brother Gempt was born to rub the world the wrong way. Okay, that's all for chapter 1. Please again, do tell me if it is worth it for me to read this series. See you soon.